970 WMAY, the news and talk of Springfield. Election coverage continues on 970 WMAY. Now 9:47 at 970 WMAY, the news and talk of Springfield. Election coverage brought to you by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. A quick break. We'll come back with more numbers as the ballots have all been tabulated in Sangamon County, but there's still a couple of outstanding questions. We'll recap that in just a moment. Stick around. At 9:54, we want to jump over real quickly because he's been waiting patiently, the Sangamon County Clerk, Joe Alio. Joe, thanks for joining us here for a few minutes this evening, and appreciate not only your time but also your efforts to get all those votes tabulated here at such an early hour of the evening.
Thank you, Jim. We got a great group of people here to do it for us.
And things seem to have gone pretty smoothly here, but we've got a couple of question marks, the biggest one being in that school board Subdistrict 3 race where it is an absolute tie, 818 votes for incumbent Jamie Sisti and challenger Scott McFarland. What happens now?
Well, Jim, those were the results as the judges brought in the results from their individual precincts. After all those results were brought in, we attached the absentee, early, and grace ballots, and those numbers have changed. I haven't brought it up to look yet. I will bring that up shortly, and we'll take a look.
So those are being added in tonight, even as we speak, then?
As we speak, those numbers are being rolled in, and as a result, it appears as if Sisti got 853 votes, McFarland 875 votes, and Hanley 765. So once you added in the ballots from the polling place and the ballots from absentee, early, and grace voting, it appears as if McFarland has the lead at this point. The only ballots that are not counted at this time are ballots that we will receive in the mail over the next 14 days. And I do not know how many outstanding ballots there are. I don't know if there's enough to make a difference, but we will open those ballots in 14 days. Now,
the margin right now is, again, about 22 votes, it looks like, and it is about 0.8%. All right. Well, again, Sangamon County Clerk Joe Alio, appreciate your time this evening. Thanks for the update on it, and we'll continue to follow along and see where this trail takes us on a couple of these very close races this evening. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Jim.
9:57, we will continue with our election night coverage here on 970 WMAY. News and Talk of Springfield, brought to you by Lube Master. We are back to live coverage on 970 WMAY, the news and talk of Springfield. Election night in the capital city. Mike Houston will be the next mayor of Springfield and says he'll be getting started first thing in the morning, working on his plans, his agenda. Already has some ideas as to who he'd like to see in top positions in city government, but says he hasn't necessarily told them all yet who he's looking at. We'll be hearing more from and about the mayor-elect in the hours and days ahead, including live tomorrow morning here on 970 WMAY. But right now we're looking at some of the other races, including school board races, and one that has been a nail-biter all night. But in the last few minutes, you've heard that early and absentee ballots have given challenger Scott McFarland a slight edge over incumbent Jamie Sisti in School Board Subdistrict 3. Scott McFarland joins us live now. Scott, good evening. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. It's a good night.
Well, I will say congratulations provisionally. This race is so close that I guess there could be the possibility of a recount. We haven't yet made contact with incumbent Jamie Sisti. Have you spoken with her yet, and do you know yet if a recount may in fact be in the works?
No, I have not spoken to her. I will say I did speak to Blake Hanley, the other person in the race. He did congratulate me and said that he's happy to see that one of us will be on the board. But I think looking at the way the numbers have shaped out throughout the night, I think when it's all said and done, I will be on the school board.
Right now, it is a margin of just around 22 votes separating you and the incumbent. Again, maybe the...
Did I lose you?
Pardon me? Yeah, are you still there? We seem to have lost Scott. I'm going to put Scott on hold for a second. Let's see if we can pick him up on the other line, see if, in fact, he's still there, and we'll try to reconnect with him. We'll try to get him back here in just a moment here. I'm not sure what happened. We could hear Scott. He was not able to hear us for some reason. He's checking back in right now. Let's see if we can get him back on the line here, and hopefully we'll have a better connection to be able to continue our conversation with Scott McFarland. And, Scott, sorry we had a little interruption there. Can you hear me now all right?
I'm good now. Thanks.
All right, good. Well, again, it looks like about about a 22-vote margin separating the two of you. And assuming these numbers do hold up and you do wind up, in fact, claiming that seat on the Springfield School Board, what's job one for you?
Job one is looking at our finances and ensuring that we're putting as much resources into the classroom as possible. I've run a campaign saying that we need to look at our schools in the North End, land peer in our elementary schools, and ensure that we're supporting them and also supporting our schools throughout the city. We need to ensure that our children are getting the education they deserve, and that's what I'll plan on doing right away, looking at that budget. We're going to have that coming up very soon. We're going to have the teacher contract coming up very soon, and we're going to have to look at that as soon as possible.
Is there an area where you think the district can and should immediately start belt tightening? What's an area where District 186 is spending in ways it should not be spending?
Yeah, we need to look at our administrative lines. We need to see where we have built-in redundancies and to eliminate those redundancies. We also need to look at where we can actually spend less money to get the job done. We need to look at the possibility of finding folks who know how to handle the IT side, the printing side, things of that nature that can handle it better than what we're doing now, find ways to save money there. When we look at the budget, we're going to find that there's going to be areas that we can trim here and there to start working on saving money.
Would you consider or push for things like, for example, requiring larger class sizes to perhaps reduce the number of teachers that the district has to employ? Obviously, one of the biggest line items in District 186's budget is, of course, personnel, and a big chunk of that is teachers. Should we go to that sort of level as we look for ways to shave potentially millions of dollars out of the budget?
No, Jim, I would not look at increasing class sizes. Give you a little bit of background in case people don't know my background. I used to teach high school. I was in classrooms that had the maximum amount of students you can have by a contract, and it's very hard to work with those students. I think it'd be almost impossible to work with the students if we increase the numbers, so I would not be for that. But we do need to look at our salaries and our people who we're employing and see if there's ways we can work with attrition or work with hiring practices to get the cost down. But I would not be for increasing the class size.
If you're talking about then attrition and maybe reducing staff, you've got to be looking at things outside classroom. I'm sorry, can you hear me now? Scott, are you there? We're having a very difficult time with Scott McFarland's phone. If we can make connection with him again, we'll try it one more time here. I believe it may be a problem at his end rather than ours. But again, Scott McFarland hanging on to that narrow lead, and we are hoping to make contact with Jamie Sisti, the incumbent, to find out whether or not a recount may be in the works this evening. For a long time, they were virtually dead even, and then the absentee and early ballots came in, and Scott McFarland wound up with a slight lead. We're going to try this one more time, and Scott, we'll attempt it again here to see if we can finish our conversation here. Just another question or two, if you don't mind.
Yeah, technical difficulties. I'm back now.
Okay, well, let me just ask again, because if you're talking about trying to reduce things through attrition, it seems like you would have to do that outside the classroom if you don't want to affect classroom size, et cetera. I guess what I'm building up to is we may potentially have to shave millions of dollars out of the budget. Is there any way to do that where it's not going to have a direct impact on the classroom and on the quality of education?
There are. We're going to have to look at our budget in total and see where we can start trimming. And it's going to be, you're right, we need to look at saving large amounts of money. But we're going to have to do it in a way that's going to have the least amount of impact on the classroom resources and the teaching. So it's going to be hard. We're going to have a lot of hard and tough decisions to make. But at the end of the day, job one is our students, and we need to ensure that we're doing the best for them.
At this point, Scott McFarland appears to be the school board member-elect in Subdistrict 3 for District 186. Scott, congratulations on a hard-fought and narrow victory on this election night. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jim.
10:09 at 970 WMAY, the news and talk of Springfield. That's one of the big storylines tonight. We will have several new school board members, one incumbent being unseated.